Hey guys, and welcome to my first tutorial on YouTube about making these cute Shiplap chargers. So what I have here is just an old charger that I got at Walmart. They were old Christmas chargers actually, and they were gold and sparkly. I didn't really care for them. I'm just throwing on some homemade chalk paint right now. I'll be sure to leave at the end of my video my recipe for my homemade chalk paint, and all I do is just throw it directly on my gold chargers here. I didn't sand them, I didn't do anything to them, I just put the chalk paint straight onto them. And with this DIY, I did 3 coats in total of the white. I waited about 10 minutes in between each coat. I'm a little impatient that way, but it doesn't take long for chalk paint to dry. And here you can see what it looks like with the 3 coats on it, which gives a nice full coverage of the gold that was once there. So now I'm just going to show you guys how I got those simple lines. So I'm just taking one of these paint pens. I got this one actually at the Dollar Tree. You could also use a Sharpie if you have one, or even just a regular old paintbrush and some black acrylic paint. You don't have to even go black, you could go gray, you could go any color. The first time I tried drawing lines on this plate, I just drew a line with a ruler, and it was a bit of an epic fail. I thought I could just draw right over top of that line with this paint pen, and I realized that you definitely need to tape it off with some painter's tape to get a really good line and know exactly where to follow in those little crevices. So this is what I did here the second time. In order to find where I needed to put my lines, I decided I only wanted 2 lines here. You could do more. I just looked at a lot of chargers online, and the ones that kind of I liked the most had just the 2 lines on it. So I just found the center of my plate, went 2 inches off the center, and then just knew where to put my lines. So now I'm just taking off the painter's tape. I didn't even wait for the paint to dry. I just went ahead and took it off. Doesn't have to be perfect because it is more of a rustic look. You could even leave it just like this. This to me looks really pretty. Looks like faux shiplap. But I decided to take it one step further. I always like to just kind of add a little bit more character. I'm using this Rust-Oleum aged glaze. I had this on hand anyways from a previous project. I'm just using a regular paintbrush from my kids' craft supplies. I'm going to do a dry brush method now. So I'm just taking the excess off a paper towel, and I'm just dry brushing across the charger plate, doing really light strokes back and forth. You can see how it kind of leaves a really light feathering look behind. So now I'm just kind of giving it a little bit more character just on the edging, kind of just dabbing a little bit of the glaze just on the edges. Kind of gives it more of a chippy, distressed look, kind of popular with the farmhouse style. And then I'm just going to continue to feather on the rest of the glaze that's on my paintbrush. All right, so now I'm just adding some faux little nail heads, just making some little dots here. This is, again, something that you don't have to do necessarily. I just went and looked at my own shiplap in my house and just kind of took note of where the nail heads were. You can kind of see, it just gives you that little look, a little bit of extra detail. And I would suggest that you seal this if you do this project. Anytime you use chalk paint, you should always seal it with some type of Minwax polyacrylic. You could even use the Rust-Oleum matte clear coat. You could even wax it, but this to me was just so much easier. I grabbed my Minwax polyacrylic in clear satin, took a top coat brush that I had, and I'm just lightly feathering it on. I only did 1 coat of the Minwax. I just wanted 1 coat just to give it enough of a seal, protected, finished. Gives it a little bit of extra shine too. I hope you guys enjoyed my very first tutorial on YouTube. I'm new here, so I'd really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. Thank you for stopping by and watching.